Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where each week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry, and we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be speaking with Andreas Bischoff of the TESS affiliate conferences. Adult Site Broker is proud to announce the launch of our new website at adultsitebroker.com. We've added some enhancements to the site, such as FAQs and a complete new platform. The look and feel of the new site are nice and up to date. The new site also has links to our marketplace and affiliate program. Plus, don't forget ASB Marketplace, the first platform where you can buy and sell adult sites and domains for free. ASB Marketplace allows buyers and sellers a chance to come together on properties that are valued below our company's minimum of $50,000. Don't pay for other marketplaces when ASB Marketplace gives you this service for free. Visit asbmarketplace.com and sign up as a seller or as a buyer today. And of course, there's ASB Cash, the first affiliate program for an adult website brokerage, where you can earn as much as 20% of our broker commission referring sellers and buyers to us at Adult Site Broker. Check out asbcash.com for more details and to sign up. Now let's feature our property of the week that's for sale at Adult Site Broker. We're proud to offer for sale on one of the most famous affiliate programs in the adult industry. They're a subscription-based dating, adult social network, and CAMS affiliate program with exclusive ownership of custom-developed websites and offers in straight, gay, hardcore, and mainstream niches. They've been a prominent and sustainable affiliate program for 18 years. The company has weathered countless industry changes and regulations and has always paid its affiliates well and on time. This includes the entire affiliate database with historical performance data, plus the email list with 6.4 million active addresses. The technical platform has recently been rewritten and is modular-based and built for scale. The entire system is hosted in the cloud, which allows for easy third-party integrations, scalability, and cost optimization. With a focus on billing optimization, traffic monetization, and risk mitigation, the business intelligence system and team have been designed to maximize lifetime value and build a sustainable and long-term stream of passive income. There's a full technical infrastructure, including billing load balancer, gateway integration, and call center tools with customer support and content moderation. This is a turnkey business that would allow anyone that's great at traffic acquisition to own the entire life cycle and lifetime value of the customer. It has the technical infrastructure, reputation, relationships, and systems and processes to massively scale revenue. All this for only $2.95 million US. Now time for this week's interview. My guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk is Andreas Bischoff of the TESS Affiliate Summits. Andreas, thanks for being back with us today on Adult Site Broker Talk.
Thank you very much for having me, Bruce.
Always a pleasure. Now, Andreas is one of the two organizers of the TESS Affiliate Conferences and the Island Gathering. TESS Affiliate Conferences is formerly the European Summit, and before that, the Barcelona Summit. Was founded in 2009 with the event bringing together professionals from the online entertainment industry, e-commerce, financial, gaming, gambling, dating, forex, binary options, health, nutraceuticals, and many other markets for an extensive 3-day networking event. From the onset, TES was intent on creating a great networking experience for its attendees and delegates, and I must say it does. Because in our high-tech world, it's still of great importance that excellent relationships be developed and maintained, as these are the cornerstones of building a successful business. And man, have we found that out during the pandemic, Andreas, how much we miss live shows. Especially your shows, I got to say. So how do things look for Sitges in February?
From our end, very good. Surprisingly, we sold out the exhibition spaces in record time. Basically, we've never been selling exhibition space as fast as we've done this time. It seems that people are really ready to get back on doing live conferences. I think it also has to do with that we are basically one of the few that has proven in 2021 that live conferences can be hosted in a secure and safe environment. So we've done Marbella in Spain and Prague in the Czech Republic this year. And so I think, the sponsors just realize that if we say we do something, it gets done. And yeah, as I said, it was just amazing. Within 2-3 days, we sold 40-50 of the exhibition space, and we're basically sold out. So it came quite as a surprise to us. But it really seems that people are ready to sick and tired of sitting on their hands and ready to go again.
Yeah, I think they're kind of tired of the virtual shows too. I know you gave it a good go doing the hybrid show. But I think we all need to see our friends and business associates again.
For sure. I mean, that's why we started the whole thing 12 years ago. Walter and I are big believers that the real business is done human to human. And virtual conference will always be there now in the future, but I don't think they'll ever have a real relevance to the real business. You guys, if you want to do a major deal, you gotta look the person in the eyes and not via a laptop.
I agree. And you guys have certainly become the gold standard. There's no two ways about it in my mind. I remember meeting you way back when at the Phoenix Forum, and I said, "So what do you do?" And you said, "Well, we're going to do a show in Europe, in Barcelona." And I said, "Oh, that sounds like fun. Tell me about it." So we talked a little bit, and I said, so you're promoting your show here?" So, "Well, yeah, but I'm kind of checking out what they do." And I remember you went around to some of the other shows and you took what you liked and you left out what you didn't like. And the shows continued to morph over the years. That's one thing I notice is that every year there's something new, something different, something improved. And I can't say that about all the shows. So I got to give you a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we're trying to set the standard or a trend.
Yes, you certainly have. Now, if some of our listeners would still like to sponsor or exhibit in Sitges, what should they do?
They should contact me as soon as possible. At the moment is a good time. We just added another 4 business launches last minute. By the time this airs, those might have been gone as well. But the moment you hear this, better contact me immediately, and hopefully by that time there's still something available. Again, this is not sales talks, just fact. I mean, if you look on our exhibition plan on the website, you'll see that it's full. So it's not the typical sales buy now. You might do the good deal. It's not. If it's sold out, it's sold out. It's just a fact of life.
Well, you added those silver lounges, which I took advantage of one, and when I first contacted you, you had nothing. That's a great example of that. So, how many attendees are you expecting to have in Sitges?
Internally, I think we're working with. I think the number 1,000 is a nice round number. Also, the hotel is not as large as some of the other hotels we've had in the past. So, if you want to keep the social distancing in place and everyone feels safe and secure, then we shouldn't overload the hotel.
Yeah.
So what I think 1,000 is a nice number. That it's a full show. Some people might not get a ticket if they're too late. That's a problem. But no, I think it's quite reachable. I mean, some people doubt us, but as I said, in July we only had 250 people in Marbella, and then in Prague in September we already had 750 people again. And so I wouldn't really see a reason why we shouldn't have 1,000 people again in Sitges in February. And again, if sponsorship sales are an indication to attendance, then I'm fairly convinced that it'll go it'll go well. And again, every day that passes works for us. I mean, more and more people get vaccinated, more and more people are allowed to travel again, and well, we're quite confident that we'll have 1,000 attendees and probably 50, 60 exhibitors.
Well, you and I talk a lot, and I ask you sometimes how many you expect at a show, and then afterwards how many there were, and you're usually pretty darn close.
Yeah, we got 12 years of experience, and also until Corona, it was actually pretty linear. I mean, we would grow 100 attendees every half a year, so we did 300 and 400 and 500 and 600. So it was quite easy to predict that we would grow 200 attendees a year, which doesn't sound a lot, but it adds up over 12 years. And
Sure.
And also, explosive growth can cause a lot of problems, and you might stumble over your own feet. So controlled growth is actually not bad. So you can ease into the larger size of your conference and avoid a lot of issues that you might have if something just blows up in your face.
Sure.
Obviously, yeah, everyone would love to double attendee numbers from one year to the next. It looks good on paper, but again, it also creates a lot of issues.
Well, especially now. Are you still looking for speakers or people to join panels for the conference?
As of today, as of the time when we record this, we still have some speaking spots available and some spots on the panels, so people can still join us.
Count me in.
Will do.
It's one thing we haven't talked about yet for this show. Yeah, definitely count me in. Will there be indoor parties in February 2022 in Sitges, or are you planning on moving them outdoors?
From our side, we definitely will not host any indoor parties yet. I don't think the time has come yet. We try to replace them as much as possible with outdoor events. So there will be a new event, dinner and drinks in the evenings, so that people can, which will be hosted on the terrace of the restaurant in front of the conference hotel. So people can be outside and have some tapas and some drinks, but at least they're on outside and not have fresh air, and they're not inside. And after that, in the evening, we'll host a night bar on the terrace of the conference hotel. So again, people can be having a last drink on the terrace. Outdoors with fresh air, and we try to avoid the indoors for now as much as possible. So from our side, there will be no indoor parties. If maybe some third party thinks that they have to throw a indoor party, then it might happen, but no, it's not coordinated with us.
Okay. Again, that's very smart. Why the move from Cascais to Sitges, and will we be back in Portugal in the future?
It was mainly, obviously, as you know, we've been working many years with the hotel in Portugal, and obviously until Corona, it was an easy plug and play, just repeat the contract and done. Then obviously when Corona came up, obviously the contracts had to be revised.
Sure.
And that unfortunately took quite long, not from our side, but so there comes a point where you just have to take a decision. And the hotel in Sitges immediately said, I asked them, would you like to have the group back? And immediately they said, yeah, let's meet tomorrow and let's do it. And we were super excited to see our people again. And
sure,
Walter and I said also with Corona,
they love us there.
Yeah, and also with, I mean, as you know, it's a smaller venue, but we thought during Corona times for 1 year it could be a nice change of pace.
Right.
And then the year after, since you're asking, I think we'll be back at full size, full force. Then the current plan is to be back in Cascais in February 2023.
Okay. Yeah, I always loved Sitges, and well, you used to live there, and the whole atmosphere of that hotel. But obviously, the show outgrew it. But obviously, another advantage of being there is good luck having outdoor parties this time of year in Portugal. It's cold, man.
And rainy.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
God, we were so cold in 2020. It was the last live show I've been to, and our Airbnb was just so damn cold. When I heard you were going back to Spain, I said thank you. But Cascais is beautiful. It's lovely. I will be back. There's no two ways about it. But I don't mind a year being a little bit warmer for sure. So, COVID's been rough for the event industry. Have you ever thought about discontinuing TES?
No, not at all, because we obviously when we had only 250 people in or 300 people in Marbella this year, obviously, yeah, that's quite a change from the 2,000 that we usually have. But we knew that it didn't have anything to do with us. So
Sure.
it's not that we lost any sponsors or that we lost any participants. They just took a break, nothing to do with us. So knowing that whenever the whole COVID thing gets a little bit more under control, that everyone will be back, there was never really that in our heads not to continue. The other thing is also, Walter and I are quite simple people, so we don't have big sports cars or villas or yachts or anything to maintain. So we survive on very little, and we've been very prudent over the last 12 years. So we could honestly go on for our financials are very, very solid.
Good.
And even we managed in 2020, we were the last show to get through the door, and we earned some money. And now in 2021 with Prague, we were the first show to go through the door. So even in 2022 and in 2021, we made black numbers.
It's amazing.
We earned money, which not all event organizers can probably say. So yeah, we're not going anywhere.
Do you ever stop to think about where you started 12 years ago, where Walter and you started, and where you are today? And when I say today, I'm talking about having a Prague show that's been as high as 2,000 people or more. Do you ever stop and think about it and think how far you've come and the whole journey?
Yeah, sometimes we are quite. We look back and we're quite surprised, especially when you see old pictures and those things. And yeah, it's quite interesting. It has been a quite interesting journey. I mean, the plan at the beginning was only to do one conference a year, and we said, nobody wants to see us twice a year. And then we did two, and they're both doing very well. I mean, from the beginning, I mean, we're doing it, to be honest. I mean, it's a business. We love what we do, but it's also a business. Yeah. And we always said, if one of the shows drops below 400, we'll kill it. We're not in it for the ego. Like I have the feeling some other organizers are. But we always said, if we drop below 400 attendees, then we kill one of the two and make the other one bigger. But luckily we got quite a buffer.
Yeah, it's continued to grow and word has spread. It's interesting. Now you started out as purely an adult event, and you've added a lot of verticals over the years. What brought that on, and what are the percentages these days between adult and other verticals?
Oh, that's a good question. No, I mean, we started very adult heavy, but at some point, we become pretty dominant in the market, and then obviously we couldn't grow, let's say, higher anymore, so we had to grow wider, and then we added online dating, and then we became there pretty strong, and then we added more and more what the banks would maybe call high risk verticals. And then we did there, and now we're basically working our way from the high risk market outside the onion. So we go layer by layer. So if you want to make the polarization between high risk and low risk e-commerce business, and we started on the high risk side, and we're adding more and more lower risk verticals to it. And Yeah, actually, that was an interesting thing in Prague 2 months ago. Because we figured with COVID that the 750 attendees, that those would all be our old hardcore fans
Right.
that would take the risk to come. But surprisingly, people told me there were a lot of new people from a lot of new verticals. So I don't even have much of a. So the last show seemed to be we seem to have added a lot of new vertical. I haven't looked
It's
into
good.
which ones, but people were really surprised that in Prague there were so many new verticals and so many new affiliates.
Hmm.
And we were also surprised because, as I said, I mean, with still the health risk that you take by attending,
Yeah.
we would think that only hardcore fans of ours would show. But no, we added a lot of new business.
That's awesome. Now, you moved your event dates for TES in Prague from September to October. I'm sorry, September to August, 22nd through the 25th. Let's not give bad information. Why did you do that?
Yeah, that's a thing. No, unfortunately, the Czech Republic has the presidency of the EU Council in
Hmm.
next year,
Ah,
and yeah, unfortunately, they took the decision to book themselves into the Diplomat Hotel for half a year or longer.
oh,
So.
jeez.
Starting September. So yeah, basically, yeah, there wasn't a chance for us to move in there. And yeah, then we checked with some other hotels regarding September, October, but to get any hotel in September, October in Europe exclusive is next to impossible. And
Sure.
then we said, yeah, I mean, it is 22 to 25 August. It's very close to September. So we
Yeah,
said, well, then we'll just have to bite the bullet for 1 year.
sure.
Will it lose us some business? I think it will. Some people will not come due to those August dates. On the
Hmm.
other hand, as I said, we always add new business to our shows. So
Yep.
yeah, if we can lose as many people due to the August dates as we gain through our natural growth from show to show, yeah, then next year is a year to maintain our already very high level.
Hmm.
Then yeah, we will continue our real growth in 2023.
We hope. Now, how many people do you expect to be in Prague in August?
I would say gut feeling maybe 1,500. I mean,
Hmm.
it's still far away. I mean, a million things can happen with Corona, and very good
Yeah.
things, very bad things. So it's just a gut feeling. But I mean, we had by mass. I mean, we had 2,000 people before. I give it. We lose maybe 30% of the day before cause of the date. So we're back to 1,100. But then we add 300-400
Hmm.
due to our natural growth. So I don't know. Internally, I would think somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 we should be able to do.
That's awesome. Now, do you think you'll be able to have the Prague show back in its original time slot in 2023?
Yeah, it's already signed. I mean, we already signed for
Oh,
September 2023 with the hotel, so
good.
that's already a done deal.
I do love the Diplomat. It's like a second home.
It is. It's a nice, cozy place. Even though it's a big, huge hotel, but it still has
Yeah.
something cozy about it, and it fits our family style event
Mhm.
quite well.
Well, and the staff, they're awesome. They're just awesome.
Yeah, you feel if a hotel wants your group or likes your group, or if it does not. I mean, that's
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, well, they know us well. Now, apart from TES in February and Prague in August, do you have any other events planned for 2022?
hmm Yeah, we will bring the island gathering back
Ah,
for once. Yeah, I think the time has come. People has asked us a couple of times, and I mean the event was a really nice event in the past. The only thing
hmm,
what I always say what we didn't do well was that we hosted it year after year. It's not an event that the industry needs every year. Uh,
hmm.
A, it's pricey. That's number one. B, the people who attend, they have businesses to run, so that they don't want to be away from their business or their family every year.
Mm-hmm.
And even a good thing you can overdo. So the concept is good. It's just something that the industry only needs maybe every 2, 3, 5, 10 years. Definitely nothing that needs to be done every year. And from the get going, we never planned to have it every year.
Yeah.
But then, some people came to us and said, "Oh, if you don't do it next year, then your competitor will, and you have to do it." And so foolishly we didn't think, and we started hosting it every year. And when the second one was not as good as the first one, we did a third one without thinking. And we should have just slowed down the pace, and every event would have been special, and it was a learning experience. And now if a competitor wants to step in the years where we don't do one, be my guest. Because it's not as easy as it looks on paper.
Maybe I'll actually get voted onto the island this year. We will see. I sometimes see you mention an event called On Adco. Can you tell me what the idea is behind this new event and when it's going to take place?
I don't know. As I mentioned before, we are coming from the adult industry, and adult will always be a large chunk of our conference, even if we add more and more other verticals to it. Then again, if I go with this onion, if the adult business is in the center, and then the dating around it, and then the high risks again around it, and then you have a little bit less high risk, and so. But on the very outside of that onion, obviously you have the peel, if you want to call it the white, whatever you want to call it, the mainstream e-commerce business on the very outside. So there you would be talking about big mainstream brands. I happen to notice that I think those big mainstream brands, they have attended in the past, I think they like the format of our conference, but they don't really want to be associated with the high risk verticals. So no, I had a speaker. He accepted, and he showed up, and he said after the show, if I would have known that there's so much high risk here, I wouldn't have agreed to speak. But then later after the show, he said, but I'll come back during the next years always. Even though I don't have any high risk business, I love your format of the show so much that I still wanna be part of this community. So, and that happens with a lot of these mainstream brands that I think they would also rather like to sit in a nice armchair, having a nice cocktail in their hand, with fresh air and daylight, and discuss business in a chill and relaxed way.
Yeah.
Standing in the typical expo center or ballroom without daylight and fresh air, and standing on a cocktail table with a lukewarm coffee in the hand that costs them $10. I think also the mainstream world would like to do business in a less painful way. I always think business doesn't have to be painful. So you can stand in your suit 3 days in front of a booth in a dark room without fresh air and daylight, or you can also sit in a nice armchair with a cocktail in your hand and do the same business. So it doesn't have to be painful, and so we thought that we would host, basically do the same what TESS is for the high risk verticals. Do on Adco for the low risk verticals.
Okay, and when is that going to be?
We will do that in September 2023, and we will host it time wise next to our TESS conference, and probably also next to Demexco, which is a large conference hosted, a mainstream conference hosted in Cologne.
Yeah.
So that people can take advantage of all three conferences if they like. So,
sure.
And also of our 2,000 people, I'm sure there are 400, 500, 600 people that work in high risk and low risk markets and
Sure.
have different enterprises. And
Mm-hmm.
so if we only bring them over to on Adco, then it'll already guarantee the success of the conference, because we know from TESS, we only need to do the first show good with 250, 300 people,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll go into an automatic growth. I mean, if we get 250, 300 mainstream people and we make them happy, they'll tell their mainstream business friends, and then we'll be 400 people the next time, and they'll tell their friends, and we'll be 500, 600, 700.
Mm-hmm.
Our growth has always been due to positive word of mouth from our existing clients. We've never spent much or next to no money on marketing or sales or anything. It's all just people telling their friends, "Hey, I've been there. I made good business. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Check it out."
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So what's your outlook for 2023 and 2024 and beyond?
Very, very. I mean, very positive. I mean, 2023. I think will be the year where I think 2022 will still be a year of transition, and
Mm-hmm.
2023 I think will be the year when we're back to where we used to be in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, for those years, 2023 we'll do Cascade Prague again. Then 2024, yeah, we'll see if we can maybe mix it up a little. I wouldn't mind to rotate the conference. We'll see if it'll happen. But
Mm-hmm.
currently, an idea could be to do 2023 in Cascade, and 2024 somewhere else, 2025
Mm-hmm.
in Cascade, 2026 in somewhere else again, and it's the same
Sure.
2023 in Prague, 2024 somewhere else, 2025 back to Prague.
Right.
Which it allows us to work with more hotels, which protects us if something ever
Yeah.
happens to a hotel, which has
Yeah.
happened to us in the past.
Indeed.
And also, I think it keeps the shows a little bit fresh. Doesn't make it so stale. I mean, some
Mm-hmm.
people like the idea of going back to sieges for once, some don't. But I think in the end, afterwards, people will say, "Oh, it was a nice break after so many years of Cascade, just some fresh air."
Yeah.
And yeah, let's go back to
Well,
Cascade
yeah.
next year.
It's like what you did that time with Budapest,
Mhm.
which I'd love to go back there. Maybe not the same hotel, but
Yeah. No, I mean, I've looked at all the hotels in Budapest, and once we're back to normal size, there are not really any hotels that can fit us
that's too
size
bad.
wise. But no, that's also on my to do list for next summer.
Mm-hmm.
To go out, especially to Eastern Europe, and check out all the major Eastern European cities and all the hotels there, and see if we can find a second home as an alternative to
Maybe
Prague.
Kiev.
That's currently already happening a lot in Kiev, maybe too much,
Mm-hmm.
but no, I personally would love Kiev.
Yeah.
Kiev would only become an option once Corona is really, 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 really over,
Yeah.
because obviously, yeah, if I host a conference outside the European Union, and then suddenly, for whatever reason, yeah, travel gets restricted between the European Union and
Ah,
non-European,
it's
then
true.
obviously, yeah, 90% of my business, or 80-90% of my business is suddenly
Gone.
blocked from traveling. The other way around, people
That can be a
cannot travel
problem.
from Kiev
Yes.
to EU. It's sad, but that's only 10-20% of our business that we lose
True.
due to that
True.
restriction. So,
Well,
uh,
lots of options. There's lots of options in the EU. That's for sure.
yeah. I mean, well, we'll look around. I mean,
Do a poll.
it's not really about yeah. Once we have something, we might. But the thing is not really. People say, "Oh, check out this city or that city." It's not about the city. The issue is we need to find a hotel that can host
Facilities.
in a
Yeah.
family style atmosphere
Right.
2,500, 3,000, 4,000 people. Because
Yeah.
obviously we don't want to find a hotel for 1,500 or 2,000 people, which is easier to find, because we outgrow it in 2023.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we already need to look at hotels 2,500, 3,000 people, 4,000 people, and of those in Europe
Mm-hmm.
you don't have that many. So
Yeah.
So yeah, if people say, "Oh, I love whatever Warsaw, but I find a fantastic hotel in Sofia," then yeah, I mean that Sofia it is,
Ooh,
or the other way around.
sounds good.
So it's more that we need to find a hotel space large enough, and the larger you, I mean, once you get into 3,000-4,000 people, there are
Yeah.
not so many hotels in Europe that can host that number in a nice ambience. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
yeah, you can always rent the hugest ballroom, but then you
Yeah.
lose everything that TESS stands for.
Yeah, well, you've got a reputation already to uphold, so people expect a certain event and you have to have the facilities to support it, let's face it. So, some shows and events stopped, but TES is still going strong or even stronger. Why do you think that is?
Maybe just because we're available, I would
Mhm.
say. I don't know if people have a question, they got me on Skype, on
Mhm.
Facebook Messenger, on they got my mobile number, they got my email,
Mhm.
they got me on Telegram.
Yep, got them all.
So whenever people have something that they want to know or that they want to tell me, they have direct access,
Mhm.
and I think yeah, but just being close to our customers and having them involved is one of our strong points. As I said, we see ourselves as a family industry family event. I
Mhm.
mean, even when we had 2,000 people, people still came up to me and said, "Hey, Andreas, you have such a nice boutique show." And I'm like, you're aware that there are 2,000 people here, no? So, but I mean, it's a compliment. I
Well,
don't take it. I
compare
don't.
it to some of these big affiliate summits and affiliate world congresses that have what 10, 12,000 people, right?
Yeah, and as said, no, I mean sometimes people misjudge us. I mean,
Yeah,
of the brands that you just named, I'm sure
yeah,
we're larger sometimes in Europe than some of their events, but people
yeah,
don't feel that
yeah.
that
Well, it's a
they
good thing.
they underestimate us, but in a good way. As I said, we want to be a. I mean, our goal is to be a family style or boutique event for 4,000-5,000 people, and
Right.
people. We don't want to be an industrial event for 4,000-5,000 people.
Hmm. Gotcha. So, how happy overall have you been with Prague?
Oh, very, very, very much. I mean, it's when we started when we did Prague this year. We weren't quite sure if it would be let's say a TES or a Summit Light, but no, being there with 750 people, it
Hmm.
felt like any other year. I mean, you couldn't tell you couldn't tell the difference. I mean, 750 people is also it's a lot of people. I mean, we're
Hmm.
sometimes when people ask me, oh, how many people are going to come to Sieges? I say 1,000. Oh yeah, only 1,000. I mean,
Only 1,000. Yeah.
people don't realize how many people and even ourselves. I mean, we are so spoiled. If you have 6, 7, 800 people, that's a lot of people.
It is.
People don't realize that anymore. And also, yeah, I think people are also a little bit yeah misleaded because every new conference that comes on the market immediately announces
Right.
2,000, 3,000 attendees, and
It's not always true.
yeah, then people come in, and I don't know if they then believe that whatever they see is 2, 3,000 people, then they might get misled.
We've spoken about that before, and I don't think every conference is exactly truthful about their attendance.
Mm, no, I think they're more out there than yeah that are very friendly with their estimates.
Indeed.
That's,
So,
that's why we publish since ever our participants list, so
I know.
you see you get exactly what you see, and all those you can email all those people, and yeah, you can. I mean, you'll see. I mean, they all exist. They're all still
Yep.
alive and kicking, and that's not always the case.
Yeah, the other shows don't post their lists. They don't post the lists and how to contact them. So
Yeah,
I think that kind of says it all. So what do you have planned for Prague in August?
yeah, basically. Pretty much what the conference have been in the past. I mean the basically it'll be exactly a full conference like always. The only thing that obviously is is always a question mark is what we discussed at the very beginning of the interview. Is indoor parties. I mean, I will reserve the spaces, and
Sure.
then last minute we will have to see if Walter and I feel comfortable supporting that idea of an indoor party or not. But for the rest, it'll be a full conference as always. Is that the only question mark would be indoor parties, and if those are doubtful, then again we will see if we can replace them by something outdoors.
So do you guys get any like medical advice from medical professionals on such things?
No, but no. I mean, we're in close contact with the hotel, and the hotel is in contact with the local authorities.
Got it.
And the local authorities tell the hotel what event organizers have to abide, and then we 100% follow those rules that we receive from the local governments.
Right. Well, and you guys tend to be on the conservative side too.
Yeah, better safe than sorry, and but it's getting better. I mean, I said in Marbella, we only had 250 people, and out of those, I think 10% probably went home with COVID due to various reasons. And in Prague, we had 750 people. We checked everyone that they were vaccinated or had it or had a test from the day, and. To my current knowledge, out of 750 people, surprisingly, I haven't heard of a single case yet. Which is
I haven't either. No, I haven't either. And you hear about that.
I mean, that also we honestly didn't expect.
You hear about that stuff. Well, that brings about a good question. What will the COVID requirements be at this point for the February show?
Yeah, that's. I mean, nobody knows what's going to be in February. At the moment, obviously, in the hotel you would have to wear a mask, and if you cannot maintain social distancing, which means 1.50 meters, then you would have to wear a mask. If you can maintain 150 outdoors in Spain, you don't have to wear a mask at the moment. But again, those are all fluent things, so I don't really want to say anything.
But are you requiring vaccination, testing, anything like that?
At the moment in Spain, I think the entry would be either vaccinated or recovered or a test from the day. In Prague, nearly everyone was vaccinated. I mean, it was I would say 95+% vaccinated.
Good.
Then maybe 1-2% recovered, and then maybe the remaining 1-3% did a test when arriving, and that was it. But that was next to nothing.
Fabulous. Well, hey, Andreas, I'd like to thank you for being back with us again on Adult Site Broker Talk, and I hope we'll get a chance to do this again soon. My broker tip today is part 5 of how to buy an adult website. Last week, we talked about how to determine the value of a site, how to negotiate the sale, and how to get to the point of drawing up an agreement. So now you're talking to your attorney and you're having them draft an agreement. What should be in it? Well, your attorney will guide you through the legal side, but here are some considerations to keep in mind from a buying standpoint. What is the date you'd like to close? Make sure you know that you'll have the money to either pay the deposit or the entire amount of the purchase by that date. I've had buyers who aren't ready, and that just causes issues. In fact, I'm going through some of that now with a couple of my deals. Make sure that all of the assets you're purchasing are in that agreement, such as every domain included in the sale, processing and payment accounts, relationships with vendors, all records including 2257 data, software to run the sites, and any other assets such as source code for the sites. Of course, it should spell out any payment schedule if there is one. Who's responsible for closing costs, such as paying for escrow? And there are always terms that are unique to yours and the seller's situation. This assumes you're the party responsible for drawing up the agreement. If the seller is drawing up the agreement, then it's important that you express all of this to your legal representative so they can check the seller's agreement and see if any changes are necessary. We'll talk about this subject more next week. And next week, we'll have a wrap-up of this week's XBiz LA show. Adult Site Broker Talk is on hand at XBiz LA and will also be at Internext Expo Las Vegas interviewing some of the people attending the shows. Hope to see you there. And that's it for this week's Adult Site Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, Andreas Bischoff. Hope to see you at the TESS Affiliate Conference, February 23rd through the 26th in beautiful Sitges, Spain. Talk to you again next week on Adult Site Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.